All right, hello. My name is Maverick. This is our the assignment exploring AI for social support. I'm excited for this one because this is a really interesting thing to do. I'll just start with first impressions of the entire website Pi. So Pi.ai was very intriguing at first because I got on there, I chose my voice, and it just showed up always like it was very aesthetic. I think that's why it grabbed me so well. Uh, excuse me. But like all the bubbles and prompts that showed up, they were interesting, and I just wanted to click them, like create a story or think of gift ideas or express your emotions. There was like too many of them to count, but there was a lot, and I just kind of went through them. I used it for like gift giving. For my older brother, his birthday was last Friday, so I kind of went through it. I was like, I want to see what AI could come up with, especially if I'm really specific. And so I used it, and it was actually surprisingly helpful. And I didn't use it to like make my final decision, but I could see it when I could. Like I would if I really went into it. But I already had bought something at that time, so it didn't really matter. I just wanted to see what I'd get. And yeah, so for stuff like that, like practical use of AI, it's a tool, right? And I think that's just what it is, and it's really cool, and it could be really, really helpful. More helpful than Google, more helpful than just looking something up like gift ideas, because you could be really specific about something and still get a good answer, or several of them. And so that was cool. Then I kind of went into some personal problems to see how it would handle like emotional support. And what I'd say, like, what I noticed about AI is it's not very, I mean, okay, well, the bottom line is AI is not emotional. They're not humans, right? So it's very logical. And I think it could try to be empathetic, but it's obviously kind of not, because it's like more like sympathetic, because it's not human. And that's pretty self-explanatory, I think, itself, right? And so I think subconsciously you're like thinking like this thing's not actually real. But I do think the entire idea of this, of AI, not even just Pi, but even like ChatGPT, can help you gain perspective of something. It's almost like perception checking, which is actually something I kind of figured out. I was talking to it about a situation of my little brother, and I found it funny because it is very much like a perception check. What I was just talking about a situation that I probably won't go too much into depth, but I was just wondering like if what I was doing is right, or if if it was justified, and it was very like, put yourself, like, try to understand his position, like try to understand my little brother's position, and his perspective. So it was perception checking. That's literally kind of what it did, and I found that really interesting, and I think it's good. I think that's what kind of makes it beneficial. That's what makes it a good tool, because it kind of helps you get at least into the mindset. Like if you are willing to try to help the situation of whatever it is, going to AI might not be the worst idea, because it's very logical, right? And so it can really help you see it from both sides. Now, could that be flawed sometimes because it's AI and it's programmed? Yeah, because that's just life. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. And I'm sure it can be flawed. It's not like you're talking to like a sensei, bro, or like Sensei Wu, dude. Why am I bringing up Sensei Wu? It's not like you're talking to someone that has more wisdom than you could ever imagine. I don't know. I'm thinking like Mr. Miyagi or something, or yeah, I'll just go with that. But at the same time, it was helpful, and it helped me put into perspective. And it was a little relieving. I can't even lie. It was a little relieving, and that surprised me, because I don't know, just didn't feel like that would happen. And yeah, I mean, one of the questions is, how does your experience of Pi compare to traditional forms of social support? And that one's an interesting one. Like because like what I think it is like, it's almost like Pi is like a personal journal, but it writes back to you, which is kind of cool. And in the sense, like, if you want to be alone, it's cool, and it could be very helpful and help you perception check. But yeah. But if you are, if you have social energy and you want to talk to one of your best friends, that's probably a better form of social support, in my opinion, because they can be more empathetic. They can be more engaged in connecting emotionally. And I think that's just how it is. So, yeah. And to build off that, I think it was a very, very fun project to do, or assignment. I just found it fun to reflect on that and also just mess around with it. I probably will continue to mess around with it. And also just all the little prompts it gives, like thinking of gift ideas and stuff, like that can save a lot of time. And I guess it is a little like, I don't know if people would consider that cheat worthy. Like you're like using an easy way out instead of using your brain and being more thoughtful. But I don't know how to think about that. But yeah, I found it really cool when it came to emotional situations and really helpful and practical, mainly practical, very logical. AI is that logical. And I think it tries to be empathetic, but it just comes off as sympathetic because it's not a human. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope I covered everything. And yeah, thanks for listening.